Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome back. This is a very quick and short addition to my previous video in which we discussed and highlighted Quranic approach to handling desperate situation. If you as a Muslim, you are in a desperate situation, or in the future, may Allah safeguard and protect if we find ourselves in any desperate situation. When we say desperate situation, we are talking about life and death situation. As a Muslim, we agreed in that video that when a Muslim finds himself in a desperate situation, the first to come to his mind supposedly to be Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and none else. It is therefore needless to emphasize that it defeats the purpose. When the Muslim finds himself in a desperate situation, and the first to come to his mind is to call a certain individual, be it a sheikh, be it a teacher, be it a wali, a sorcerer, a magician, believing that it is only through that person or those persons that his problem will be solved. If this is the situation, then it is problematic and the Muslim is having problem in his belief. It is only Allah that should be the first to come to your mind. And when you call him purely. And this is the situation where our state of Tawheed shines. So it is either your state of Tawheed reaches to its purest state or it declines. May Allah protect and grant us pure Tawheed at all times, and especially in the most difficult situations if we come across one. Now the addition is, what should I say in such a desperate state? The most famous thing one can say is what Sayyidina Yunus alayhi salam said when he was in the belly of the whale. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minadh dhalimin. Besides that, let's remember, desperate state usually comes sudden, unexpected, unplanned, and therefore is going to be unscripted. So communicate with Allah in your language of convenience, in your native language. It doesn't matter what language you speak to Allah with in that situation. You don't have to have a list of du'as to do that. You don't have to have a certain book to do that. Communicate with Allah. You are in a desperate state, emergency state. There is no convenience of formalities and what have you. Just communicate with Him directly in any language of your choice. Like I said, this is where your tawheed, this is where your aqidah reaches its purest. If, however, you are in a situation where you can perform sunnah prayers 2 rak'ah and ask Allah for rescue, then in your sujood you can speak to Allah in that language of your choice, that as we mentioned. You don't have to memorize Arabic du'as in order to communicate with Allah in this kind of situations. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ease your affairs, my affairs, and the affairs of every Muslim who may be in any desperate state. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us what it takes to better and purify our dunya for the best interest of our akhirah. Until the next, I leave you in His protection. See you in Jannah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah